Hey gang, it's a Drunkinone. Alright, nice to see you again, man. It's been a long time. It's like I always say that, don't I? Because it really is usually a long damn time now, isn't it? Okay, so what I've got going, and you know how I kind of scatterbrained every now and then and do different things. What I'll be working on for this next little project is, well, let me switch the camera around. And if you can see, this is a new little project. I've had this thing for a long time. I got the license plates for it to tell what date, but it's been a long time ago that I used to use this thing. It's one that kind of pivots back. I don't know if you can see the hardware there. Anyway, you pull the pin up front there. Yes, I'm showing you the right thing at all. And the whole thing kind of teeters back, so you can load like a riding lawnmower on there. Well, the old tires were all worn out, so I got some new tires for it, and to where I could get it over here to begin with. I gotta fix the fenders a little bit. You know what those fenders are really? Those are like a plastic drum that somebody crafted into being some fenders. So yeah, the goal is to get it all cleaned up and then paint it about as close to the same color as I can to the truck, which is kind of that. I'm working with my Gimel, and I hadn't played with it in a while. It's kind of like a champagne colored or whatever. But anyway, so I'm gonna do with this thing. So I'm gonna start sanding on it, and probably start with a wire brush and kind of go from there. Give me just a second. I'll show you the boards I'm gonna go back with. Okay, so these are some boards that I was over at a guy's house, and he had a whole stack of them, and I asked what he was going to do with them. He wasn't going to do anything with them. What they are is they're old boards that went to like a pier, like a deck, a dock, you know, like a docking thing. And so I'm going to use those, counted them up, and it looks like it's going to take 7 of them. Back here to show you what's going on. Yeah, it's March of 05. Yikes! Yeah, it's had been sitting still for a while, and of course these lights are crap. So I got another set of lights. Put this in the frame. Yeah, I got another set of lights. They're LED and waterproof and this and that. So not that it's ever going to be in the water, but so yeah, that's what I'm putting on there. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna get back to scrubbing and sanding and stuff like that, and I'll catch up with you later. Alright, so let's take a closer look at this thing. This is a common hitch here. I think my dad might have tried to move this thing around with a tractor, so he bent this little jack stand thing here, which is actually, that's what you would find on a chop saw to be able to hold your materials tighter. So anyway, that thing's probably just going to go away because it's really light. There's no real weight to it. These are the mechanism that you got to flip this little guy out here, and it goes out, and then after that, the whole thing can kind of raise up. Oop, it's a little rusty. So anyway, here's the pivot point of it. You can see it's kicked back. Again, it's rusty, and if it, ooh, that was a bad angle. Sorry. It kicks back, and if it wasn't so rusty, it would go further up, and I think it might even be restricted by this little chain, which might have to go away. I don't remember really using it for lawn stuff before. I just had like the bottom of 5-gallon buckets screwed to the wood, and then I put other buckets inside of it with materials like 1/2-inch fittings, 3/4 fittings, blah blah blah. So anyway, it doesn't look too awfully rusty. I mean, it is a little bit, but it doesn't look like there's any frame damage to it. And yeah, I don't know who made this, and to be honest, I forgot where I got it. But so it's kind of just pieced together this way and that. But yeah, it should hold a little tractor again, or a little lawn tractor. So yeah, just get a little closer look at it. Like I said, I did put the new wheels on there, tires and wheels, because it's just cheaper to buy them like that rather than buying just the rubber part and having them installed. I think it was like I don't know, it was like 17 bucks a piece or whatever. But that's the initial look at it, and I'll start scrubbing on it and see if we can't get some lubrication on these pivot points after getting it scrubbed down. And I might just wait till after I paint to do that, I guess, because otherwise the paint's not going to stick. Of course, you're not going to see it under there anyway, but okay, well that's the deal anyway. If you were to give you a closer look before I started working on it, and this will show me what it looked like from before and then after. All right, this is going to be a longer project. I'm in no hurry to do this. I've got other things I do during the day, working and stuff. But yeah, scrub on it a little bit here, a little bit there. Wait till there's not a really windy day, and go from there. Yeah, so I'm going to replace all this wire here, because of course the other lights they have the whole new connection there. And so yeah, all those wires are going to go away. They're just kind of strung under here weird ways and zip tied and stapled over here. And I go through these boards back here. So really the wood that's here is going to stay here because it's all on the same plane. And then I'm just going to top it up with those 2x6s. All right, yeah, after getting into it a little bit more, I realized that all these bolts are loose. So I went through and tightened them all up. There's, let's see, 6 of them across the front there. There's 2 along these sides right there and here, and on the other side as well. Went ahead and tighten up these unistrut ones here on either side. Now I'm going to take off the fenders. I guess they put them on there with little 1/4-20 screws. Bolts. Anyways, under there. Yeah, there you go. It's pointing directly at you there. So I gotta get rid of those to get the fenders out to where I can paint behind the fenders. So far so good. All the shackles look in pretty good order. If I'm showing you the right thing at all. Yeah, it looks like it. Anyway, so that's what we're looking at. What I started with here. You can tell the texture of that looks pretty smooth. I'm not gonna sand it down to where it's all beautiful. It is just a trailer after all. I'm not being lazy, but I'm just trying to get rid of this kind of stuff back in there. See all that just loose debris? It comes off pretty easy with a brush. It just comes right on off of there. So I'm gonna go ahead and brush it all down some more. This is the side I haven't done. You can see the texture a little different there, if at all. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just trying to get it smoothed out a little bit, and we go from there. It's all cleaned up pretty good here. Just trying to protect the metal is all. It doesn't have to be an awesome paint job. It just has to be to where it protects the old trailer. Yeah, you can see a lot of this is like really, really flaky. Big chunks hanging out over there. Huh? Gnarly. Anyway, we get it cleaned up. No big deal. No big deal. It's got some surface rust is all. Alright, yeah, I found that I can turn it up on its side. It's really going to help with doing the bottom, both prepping and painting. Gonna quit for the day. Starting to cool off out here a little bit. I don't know, it's probably about 5 o'clock, I guess, but got some scrubbing done. I think I might maybe even invest in a palm sander. It's one of the few things I don't have that is battery powered. Cut off all the extra little screws that were coming through there. Ooh, it's all big right. Anyway, see those shiny spots? That's where my saw blade got it a little bit. It's all good, didn't mark too much. And so yeah, that way there's no sharp edges when I go to work on this thing. Oh, I see another screw right there. Anyway, so I'll get those things knocked down and at least a little safer to work with. But right. But yeah, like I said, I'm done for the day. The sun's starting to go down, starting to get thirsty, and the water just isn't cutting it at this point. So I'll catch up with you on another day when we continue on with the trailer project. I don't know, it's content, right? Cheers. You have a great day. Thanks for coming by, and I'll see you tomorrow or whenever. I'll catch up with you.